Hi guys! Another lechon vlog again. So for today's vlog, we will be showing you on how to lechon a whole piglet here in Bergen, Norway. So as you can see, right now we are preparing all the necessary ingredients for our Cebu Lechon. So as you can see, we are chopping some onions, some garlics. I am already teary-eyed because of the onions. So that's one of the sacrifices in making the best lechon, especially a Cebu lechon. About this piglet, it actually weighs around 7 to 8 kilos, and it is actually available in Bergen Centrum. You can actually find this one in a local Asian boutique. As of this moment, we are currently cleaning the meat, making sure that it is all dry and checking all the unnecessary or the unwanted things. And of course, the hair of the pig. So we just need to be more careful in checking all the hairs, because of course we don't want to eat a lechon with some hairs on the skin, right? We wanted it to be as crispy as possible and as seamless as possible. So yeah, it needs time to prepare a perfect lechon, especially a Cebu lechon. We also wanted to double check for any unnecessary openings in the skin of the lechon, because that's one of the reasons why we don't have a crispy or the perfect skin of a lechon, especially this type of meat, a piglet. So we, as you can see there in the video, we are double checking it. We are using a lot of time in checking and drying it up. And of course, not only the outer part of the meat itself, so we need also to dry properly the inside cavity of the piglet. So that's where we can put all the necessary flavors that we wanted to use. So yeah, as you can see here, all the rib parts, all the organs are gone. The ribs are all dried up, and I am currently putting all the flavors in the cavity of the meat. Some prefer different types of flavors in making a lechon, but as for us, born and raised in Cebu, we usually stick on the basic flavor in making a lechon. So that's actually salt, pepper, some garlics. We're using green onions, red onions, and of course the one of the most important thing in a Cebu lechon, the lemongrass. That's actually one of the main difference if you're comparing a Visayas and Mindanao lechon compared to a Luzon type of lechon. But don't get me wrong, all lechons in the Philippines are flavorful in each own way. By the way, did you know that during the 1500s, when Magellan arrived in the Visayas region, or particularly in Cebu, when they had the celebration of baptizing the Rahas, one of the first Christians or one of the first Catholics, after that one, they had a feast. And one of the food that was presented during the feast was sort of a lechon. So it was actually written by Pigafetta. It was actually written that they were served with a grilled pork or like a whole pig, together of what we know right now as adobo, and as well as paksiw na isda, or locally known for us in Visayan language as inununan. So those were actually mentioned, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, as of this moment, we are currently placing all the necessary ingredients. As you can see there, we have the garlics, the chopped onions, of course the spring onions, and lastly, but not the least, the lemongrass. So with those combinations, that will surely provide us a more flavorful lechon, especially with the right amount of salt. So after putting all the necessary flavors that we wanted to put to inside the lechon, this will be the one of the hardest tasks, the closing part. So we will be sewing or using a thread and a needle to close the cavity of the pig. So by that, we need skills in making this one. As for us, we are trying to refresh the skills that we had during our work in the emergency room way back in the Philippines, where we had a chance in suturing some patients. So those skills we try to apply in closing or sewing in the lechon. Lastly, before closing totally the whole piglet, we are putting some pineapple juice inside the cavity just to add more flavor and just to make the meat itself more soft. Some are actually using Sprite or any like citrus flavor drinks. Some are actually using like beers in putting inside, or like milk or any kind of juices. So yes, it's actually up for you guys in how you flavor your lechon. As long as it tastes good, looks good, the skin is crunchy. So yeah, that should be a perfect lechon. Apparently we have a hard time in closing the cavity or the whole cavity of the piglet here. And for the next part, we are actually applying some soy sauce in the skin or the whole body of the piglet. So this will give us color, the reddish color that everyone loves. So but don't apply it too much. If it's too much, then it will turn like a dark red or almost a burnt color. We don't want that one in our lechon, right? So yes, we are applying the soy sauce evenly in the whole body, in every corners, in every edges. We want to massage our food. After applying all the soy sauce in the whole body of our lechon, so the next step is putting inside the oven. So we need to make sure that the position of our lechon will be perfectly even. So yes, that's actually the first hour of our lechon in the oven with the oven temperature of around 210 215 degrees Celsius. So as you can see guys, mga brad, mga sis, the lechon is pretty red in color. That's because of our soy sauce, which we applied evenly. So we usually put a aluminum foil in the ear part, and as well as the tail, and of course the snout part of our lechon, just to protect it, just to avoid being burned. And we are also starting to apply some oils, like cooking oils, in the brown part of the lechon. That actually helps in making the skin part really crispy. So yes, applying it evenly. Just try to check for any burns, just to try to check for like any damages of the skin. This is actually going to the second hour of our lechon, and as you can see there, we are lowering the temperature of the oven. So during this time, it's actually between like 200 to 203 degrees Celsius. Another check of our lechon, and yes, as you can see, it's almost done. Some of the skin are beginning to be crispy, some are almost crispy and almost like we achieved almost the color that we wanted to. And actually in the back area of the lechon, or the bottom area of the lechon, it's kind of like dark brown in color. So but it's still good, still smells good. So yes, check the color of our lechon, guys. So yeah, it's pretty red. We have achieved the color that at least what we wanted to. Here we are still continuing in applying cooking oil in the body of the lechon, just to maintain evenly the crispiness of the skin. I'm pretty sure this is almost done, basing from the color itself, but we wanted it to be perfect as possible, Cebu Lechon flavor as possible as we wanted to. This is actually the third hour in lechon inside the oven. So yeah, basically this is all done. We are only perfecting the skin and like finalizing all the necessary things before the party begins.
Halina, kuha naman ang picture sina Gina Jelly. Sila happy birthday. Hawak mo lang, hawak mo lang. Yeah.
Kasi ganito.
Picture mo. Picture mo.
Instead of me, kay Lechon.
Okay, smile.
Nadlo. Okay, hiwati. First slice.
Oh yeah.
We have to do that
Anong sarsa natin dyan? Sarsa. Ayan, meron ko yan. Puro yan mga kuya.
tailoring, master cutter.
Para mangkuha.
Meron ka na?
Dito isang kilo.